and we are going to talk to our students who are from different parts of the globe currently. Shonik is joining us from Australia and Shubhangi from UK. So I would hand it over to Shonik to introduce yourself, Shonik.
Hey everyone, my name is Shonik Raj and I'm doing Master of Information Technology, and so far my journey has been pretty amazing.
So where are you studying, Shonik?
I'm studying at Monash University.
Great. Welcome, show. Shubhangi.
Thank you.
Hey, Kartik. Welcome.
Thank you.
Shubhangi.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Shubhangi. I'm studying at King's College London. I'm doing a master's in conflict resolution at the Department of War Studies.
Welcome, Shubhangi. Kartik.
Hi,
Tell us about yourself. Where are you joining from today?
I'm in the UK only. I'm from Loughborough University. I'm doing MBA. And let's start with the experience and other things.
Welcome, all three of you. So we have a few students who are, joining us. And what we are going to do is we will ask you about your experiences and how it has been for you guys. So should we go for it?
Definitely, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So tell us what triggered the thought of global ed in your mind. We start with you, Kartik. How did you decide that you want to go for overseas education, and when did that happen?
For me, I finished my engineering in 2012. After that, I was working for 7 years. So then I thought to open up my own, consulting firm, typically, basically for management consulting. So I thought that it will be good if I go out and have international exposure and more theoretical knowledge of the business management. So that's why I decided to do MBA and then the UK.
Okay, and UK, was there a specific reason why UK?
Yeah, because it's 1 year MBA. So I just don't want to spend 2 years on my MBA in US, Canada or Australia. So that's why UK.
That's why UK. So Shonik, when did you decide and what triggered that thought?
Well, during my bachelor's, when I was in my third year, I had already decided that I'm going to study my master's abroad. So I kept shortlisting all the universities throughout the world. Then I shortlisted Canada and Australia, but Canada has pretty harsh winters. So I went with Australia. So that's how I decided and landed here in Australia.
Shubhangi, what about you?
I was on a couple of internships. One, my first year in Morocco, and then the second year I was working in a refugee camp in Greece. So it's then when I started talking to people, and I decided to do a program in conflict resolution. And I came to King's because of specifically the program. That's why.
You went to King's for conflict resolution. It's a very amazing course. Tell us something about the course. Why did you choose this course, and what was the inspiration behind it?
So there are two main reasons for that. First, I was in the refugee camp, and then I was actually working as a journalist during my undergrad. I was working as a reporter with a couple of organizations. Then after my bachelor's, I was interning with Times Now, and while working, I just got interested in Middle East and conflict resolution because a lot of conflicts are going on there. So I was researching, talking to people, and this was a program that looked like something I want to go for, like the modules that they had, and especially I want to go for a 1 year program because at that point of time I thought I'll do a second master's as well, but I don't think I'm going to do a second master's now. So
okay. Is there a reason you don't want to do a second master's now?
It was really intense, and I want to work, and maybe I do a second master's or do a PhD. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, right now I want to work. That's what I know for now.
I can see both Kartik and Shonik smiling. Guys, are you interested in a second master's?
No, see, I don't know about
I can't agree with
So Kartik, you go first.
Yeah, I don't know about Australia, but UK really give you a 1 year intense program, so you can't think to do second masters. Either you go for DBA or your PhD, but you just can't think about doing second master, and especially in UK. So they give you really program.
What about you, Shonik?
totally agree with Shubhangi and Kartik. While studying in Australia, I've just spent like my first semester here, and studying masters here in Australia is like pretty intense. I don't think so I'm gonna go for second masters.
So, guys, all three of you have been, you went to different countries and you went at a time when face to face was still happening. So, you all started with face to face classes. Is that right?
Yeah.
No, no.
Okay. So, my question to all three of you, and I will go with Shonik this time.
Okay.
What is the difference between a face to face class and an online class? Pros and cons. Shonik.
Well, there are heaps of pros and cons for face-to-face and the online education. And I'll start with the online education since I've been studying online education right now. So the best part about online education is if you have your class at the 8 a.m., you just woke up at 7:58, turn on your laptop, and you're instantly ready for your class. That's like
Wow.
one of the biggest advantages you have for online class, and for the on-campus one, you can always interact with your class, with your peers, with your lecturers, and with everyone else. So yeah, I mean, both have their own pros and cons. It totally depends what suits you well.
Sure. Kartik?
For us, like university is using their inbuilt technology for an online class, so it feels the only difference is that you are sitting here, in your accommodation, and while face to face you are sitting in a class. So like you have live interaction and you can pop in with your questions, and so it's a whole day long thing which normally usually happen in the face to face class. And the key, the other differences for not having a face-to-face classes, when you are into a lecture room, so you do a lot of musty with your cohorts and a lot of other stuff, which is definitely, not possible during online. But you can do some things in private windows, but still that element is missing. Otherwise, teaching-wise, everything is like more or less the same.
Okay.
And UK mainly focus, to do intense reading, self-reading. So either you do it in a class or do it in your accommodation or in library, anywhere else. So it doesn't matter.
Shubhangi, what's your take?
I just had two to three online classes when the pandemic started because for most of the time I had my exams and my dissertation to work on. So I don't have a lot of experience with online classes. But yeah, like as Kartik said, we have to do a lot of reading. So classes is just a very small part of it. But then it's like you go to the library, meet your friends, you hang out with them, you get to network. That's important to get a job. So yeah, networking is missing in online classes, but they're opening up again, so it's fine, I think.
So, Shonik, you can answer that question. Surbi is asked, what is the scope of MBA in Australia for someone in data? I did see the chat, but it is good idea. Others can also listen to that.
Well, I saw lots of vacancies for data analytics on Seek and Indeed. Surbi and the others, whoever are interested in the data analytics field, you can check Seek and Indeed Australia, and you will see lots of vacancies available over there. So there is a wide scope of data analytics here in Australia. Yep.
So what about you, Kartik? Yeah, I was coming to you. What about data
analytics? UK has launched, their new immigration system, and they have also taken out the list, shortage employment where they have. So data analytics is there. So there are a lot of demand in UK as well. So the students who are coming next year will be having post-study work visa. So they won't be having any trouble finding it, especially the data analytics guy, the design guys, the students who are in, having their IT background and now wants to get into IT consulting. So they have huge market to get in here.
So what do you have to say about the point-based system with the PSW also, with the post-study work visa that UK has introduced? There is a point-based system. Are you guys aware of it?
Yeah. So in that, once you finish your master's here, so you are automatically gaining 50 points. and if you want to file a PR, for that you need to do that. You need to fulfill that 20, rest of the 20 points, which maybe they have certain criterias that you must find a job with the minimum salary of this, or you should be a STEM student, or you should be having a PhD in this and this department. And the thing I talked about last time, like the shortage list, if you got some job in that shortage list, then you can able to cover that 20 points, and then you can file PR. So there is no more that rule that you have to spend 5 years in UK to file the PR. So this is a very good
Sure.
opportunity for, and I want to add one more thing with Brexit. So we Indians have so many opportunity now, because previously, what happened, that they don't need a visa sponsorship, the European Union students, but now from next year onwards they will compete us with that. So it will be a very fair deal for us as well.
So overall, is it fair to say if students join this year in the blended mode, where they have both options, that they can start online and the face-to-face will also happen for the smaller groups of tutorials for UK particularly, and Australia starting online now and arriving onshore, students have great opportunities. They can still have good options for them.
Definitely they
Yeah.
are. Yes, definitely.
So everybody is in agreement. That's a
Yeah,
very good
Yes.
point.
anyways,
Because-
yeah.
So one by one, Kartik, you go on, then Shonik.
Yeah, it's a blended learning. I know, like, a lot of universities now starting their program in September, and they are saying that you can do your initial modules online wherever part of the world you are, and then you arrive UK probably in January, February. Then that's a compulsory face-to-face teaching will be there for the students, and they will also be eligible for that PSW and other things. So that online blended learning will not affect their visa
Correct,
or
correct.
anything. And they
That's
don't
very
have to
nice.
file also, they don't have to file their visa in September. If they are enrolled with that blended learning, they can file visa in December rather than filing in August. So they can
Sure.
directly file in December and go January.
Yeah, Shonik, you were adding to that.
Yes, well, federal government of Australia, in the beginning of this week, they have introduced five major changes to the visa that are going to directly affect the international students. So, even if you are enrolled with the Australian university and you are doing the online education from your home country, you will still be getting the post-study work visa. So, definitely, there is a wide chance that you will come here and you will get some success. So you don't need to worry about this, guys. So just get yourself enrolled in.
That is very good thought. Shubhangi, what do you have? What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I agree with both of them. Like, if you're getting a seat, you should just take it, because it's highly competitive to get into some universities, and if you're getting it accepted, you should go for it. The whole world is in the same situation, so it's not different for anybody. So whatever it is, I think we need to make the best out of it. So
Sure. So, Shubhangi, the question is for you. What were the major challenges, if I may ask that, when you arrived onshore in UK? What would you kind of talk about? What were your major challenges, and how did you overcome those?
actually, there were not many challenges, because yeah, I was. We were told what to do when you arrive on the airport. I knew, like, I have to take a taxi, and that's the way to go to my. I live in a KCL residence, so but I came 2 days before that, because I wanted to make myself aware about, like, how to get an Oyster card, how do things work in London. So I came like 2 days before, and I stayed at a hotel. So it was good for me, because I didn't have to, like, do my administration, like, stuff with the university. So I took my time, I went around, and I made myself familiar with how things go around here. As such, there was nothing like a challenge, because I came here, I made friends in my residence, and we went together to get, like, stuff for our flat to IKEA. So there was no challenge as such.
That's fabulous. So I'm taking a question here from Varun Soni. He's asking, I am a graduate from UK, so will I get any benefit in the admission in the universities? Kartik,
I
would you want to
just
answer?
answered his question.
Oh, you've just answered. I didn't realize that. Okay, for the benefit of our other viewers, would you like to answer?
Yeah, if they have, have work experience, definitely they'll be eligible for some sort of scholarships. Depends upon the universities to universities, and visa process will be very smooth as already graduated from the UK, so don't have to appear for IELTS again, or don't have to, do the formalities what he had done in the past.
That is cool. Okay, Kartik, you are currently enrolled onto an MBA program, right, at Loughborough? Tell us about your experience. How is it helping you now?
See, it's been kind of a transformational journey as with my work experience. Like I've worked for 7 years, and then all the knowledge I gained through my work experience. Now I am collaborating with the theoretical knowledge, so which is giving me a complete holistic view of looking at the things. So like it's completely a transformational journey, and you have to work on live case studies. Like you have to work with the big companies. They give you opportunity to work with the real problem, and that's all over. Like all the things, kind of give you explore your critical thinking and all these things. It is like there is a difference in MBA in India and MBA in abroad, be it any country. So especially US and UK. Yeah, US is number one, and then UK definitely for MBA. The only thing, if a students have good time and wants to spend 2 years, then they can go to US, probably Australia. If you have 1 year and you want to do a intense learning and critical learning, then come to UK for that.
Okay. So, what do you think will be the new normal post-COVID? Shonik?
Uncertain.
Uncertain. Okay.
Nobody
Fair
You
enough.
never know. You never know. I think the COVID-19 will definitely leave some changes on this world. So you never know.
So
It's
currently
really
Melbourne is
uncertain.
under lockdown.
Yes, it's currently under stage 3 lockdown. So we can just go outside for 4 reasons. That's it. And you also have to wear mask all the time. Once you just step out of your house, you have to wear the mask.
So what are you doing for food? Are you guys getting takeaways or you're cooking yourself? What are you doing for the daily? Shubhangi, we start with you.
Cooking on my own, like takeaways can be a bit expensive every day. So cooking on, yeah, we have a kitchen and stuff, so it's better to cook on our own selves. Now we are not in a lockdown, but before that we were under lockdown, but we could still go to get groceries. So that was a good thing. You buy, like, in the beginning everything was like, oh, we don't know if like stores are going to be empty, and like there was a lot of panic, so I like bought a lot of frozen stuff and I still have it in my freezer. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's not
Frozen is a trend here.
yeah.
Frozen is a trend there, is it?
Yeah.
What about
very
Australia?
much.
Kartik? Is frozen trend there as well?
Frozen. Yeah, frozen is a trend here among the students or the employees who does not get time to cook.
So are you guys cooking fresh or it is frozen all the time?
No, fresh all the
I
time.
prefer fresh. I prefer
I
fresh.
prefer
so
fresh all the
Meal
time.
prep is a good thing. You like when university was going on, I would cook on Saturday and Sunday and put it in like boxes and then use it for the entire week, because you don't have a lot of time to every day like, cook from scratch. So, yeah.
So are you better cooks now, all three of you?
Yeah, I can
I
definitely
was
say that.
before as well, but now I'm a professional chef.
Oh, great. That is great. So we have a student who's asked us which one will be more effective, an MBA or an MSc. We'll go with you, Kartik. He's joined
It
a little
depends.
late, so he missed the earlier part of the conversation.
So it depends, if Aritra, if she is looking something specific like data analytics or marketing or any specific field, then definitely MSc is the option. But MBA is a whole soul capsule of everything. So if you want to be look for non-technical senior positions, then definitely MBA. If you're looking for something very specific, then MSc.
So tell us, what would be the job scenario for an MBA versus an MSc?
See, it's not both are into opposite directions. So MBA normally, the trend is different in India, but here UK or maybe Australia or anywhere else. So MBAs are mainly who having a good work experience and who are looking for instant hike in their careers and wants to join at senior position in some companies. So that is the whole and soul motto of MBA. But MSc is something, it could be non-technical as well, it could be technical as well. So if somebody is having like BTech or BSc before, and now he or she wants to do a MSc in finance or MSc in data analytics or MSc in marketing, so it is very industry specified.
Sure, sure. So, Shonik, you also are studying a master's qualification, not an MBA. Why did you choose a specific master's?
Well, I done my bachelor's in computer science, so I was always interested in technical backgrounds and specifically computers. So I opted for Master of Information Technology, and I got the admission here at Monash. So that's why I chose to study information technology again.
Okay, that's cool. So, Shubhangi, you are also into a very specific master's. Do you think it's a good idea to be in that niche area?
Yeah, I think it's good to be very specific. If you're looking for a job or a PhD, either ways, it's good. Like at the graduate level, you need to be a bit more specific. Like sometimes I talk to my friends who are doing international relations, but then I have conflict resolution and it narrows down. So like it's like in-depth study of what I'm doing exactly. I know what I want to do, so I could choose that program. But if you don't know, it's fine. It's okay. You can take your time. But if you know, then take a more specific course. That's better.
So do you know, do you get help and assistance at the university to shortlist which modules you would be choosing, what is good for you? How do you kind of decide that?
So like before coming here, I had to make a module selection. And at that stage, you don't really know anybody. So what I did was I had a group on Facebook for my future classmates, and we discussed. And one of my classmates had done a really good research of how a particular module would shape it, like in future. I like if anybody who's going to take up a master's in UK, especially like if you want to go for a job, take up modules that are more like that will give you a job like that. With theoretical, take something that's more practical, hands-on. Like I have international law and I have finance and security, like it's analytical. So that will give me a job in UK. If I only had theoretical subjects, then it is harder to get more jobs.
So what you're suggesting is it should be a blend of theory and practical.
Yeah.
So that's always recommended. You pick up subjects which are blending and which make you job ready eventually, right?
But sometimes if you like a module a lot, you can always like attend the classes without actually having it as your module.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, you can always
using the 3 idiots plan here. Attend the class without.
Like the professors don't say anything. You write a mail to that professor that I'm interested in attending a class. If they have usually they won't say anything. Very few of them would be like, oh no, we don't want you here. But most of them would let you in the class and you can attend, you can participate like other people. It's just you don't have it on your mark sheet or whatever.
Also, I would like to add on Shubhangi.
I saw Shonik also going like that. We'll come to you, Shonik, as well.
If you have an exam in the afternoon and in the morning, yet you feel that I don't want to write the exam, you can email to your professor or in your department that I am not comfortable in writing an exam. So they will exempt you with that as well, and you can rewrite with the later date.
Oh wow, that's interesting to know.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
You can write your MC claim and all those formalities.
Well, at Monash University, we have this all leeway that we can change our course anytime throughout the semester. So you can choose first unit, and if you think that it's not going it's not going good. So in between the semester, you can drop that unit and enroll into the new unit, and you can continue with that. So you have this leeway, and you can always keep on trying the other units until you explore your interest.
But isn't that a little, where you'll study for some time and then leave that particular subject, go to another one, hop onto the other one? Is that a trend? Do students normally go for it, or it's just for one subject? Sometimes it happens.
So it is for all the subjects over here. You can always do that. And the main reason behind that is because some of the students don't like, they just, at when they're enrolling themselves into the units, so they just enroll into the units without going through the handbooks and all. So later they
Sure.
realize after 3 or 4 weeks that this unit is not doing good for us. So we want to drop this unit, and then they change the unit and enroll themselves into the new unit. So you have all the freedom you have.
So it's all about flexibility. Studying overseas also means you get a lot of flexibility to
But
do stuff.
Totally.
I think to change modules, you really have to check with your department, because in my department, you can't change your modules. Like, it's very
So you
hard.
have to check
Yeah, you have to.
definitely before.
It's really hard to change it in between, and especially it's a 1-year course, so it's like
Right.
Correct. It's
once
a
you revise and then it's done.
For us also, like you can only play with your optional modules which you have, but the ones are compulsory. You can't alter that, but definitely you will be given around 6 to 8 modules in which you have to choose 3. But then you have to confirm like initially that you want to do these 3 modules. It's not that you finish your module and then you can say, okay, I didn't want to do that. But what they give you is like they provide you a personal tutors where you can discuss the insights of the modules and compare it with your career thing, with your CV, or in which field you want to go on. Accordingly, then you can choose the module. So in that way, they help a lot. Also,
Sure.
they are very concerned about students' mental health. So they are very much flexible for everyone for most of the things.
Fantastic. That's great to know. Okay, before we move on, we'll take another question from Lakshita. Hey, we'll be starting college this year and I am indecisive if I should go for UK. I'm already holding offers from university there. What do you suggest? Kartik, would you like to
I've
answer?
answered,
Oh,
I've
you've answered
answered.
that? So you can give a broader answer to our audience again.
Yeah, if definitely with PSW coming in and the Brexit, so UK will not be a bad option for anyone. So it's a good, and then now when the job market is reviving and they have also listed out the shortage of employment they have, so it's not a bad deal if you feel that I have that experience and I can get into that industry. So it's really it will be a very good deal, and also students can check most of the vacancies on LinkedIn, Indeed, and jobs.ac.uk. These are the 3 major portals to look for the jobs. So if they find vacancies according to their experience or according to the field they want to get in, so definitely then UK is not a bad option.
Sure. So you guys were also talking about internships in the last question that we were taking. So what about internships? Have you guys been able to go for internships during this COVID period when there was lockdown and stuff? We start with you, Shonik.
Well, I haven't found any internship over here yet, but I know my friend over here who is doing an internship currently at this time, and he found the internship at the beginning of the July. So there are internships available here in Melbourne. So if you look for it, you apply for it, you will definitely get some good response.
So are these internships online? Are these internships face to face? How are these internships in the current environment happening?
My friend is doing a remote internship at the moment. It's totally online, but I think most of the internship right now in the market would be online.
Sure. What about you, Shubhangi?
Yeah, they're mostly online right now, and also like in UK, the thing is, since I just have a 1-year experience of working in field, so I have to start with an internship. I cannot jump into a job after my. This is something I was not aware about, and I was a bit disappointed. Oh, I'm getting rejections from jobs, and then I talked to my career advisor, and they said go for internships first. Like, you have to build in, it's weird, like you have to build in your resume in a certain way, take up like 6 months. Sometimes it's unpaid also, so be prepared for that. Like have an open mind, because it will take time, because we are international students and it will take time for us if we want to build up our resume here. So yeah, the first, like after my masters, I'm going to take up, I have applied for internships, and that's what I'm going to take up. uh, so like in UK, most of them are remote internships. I've applied to other parts of Europe. They're not there. I have to be there.
Sure.
So yeah.
Kartik?
See, for us, for MBA, we have given an option of internship to fetch, but it is more on industrial placement. In a broader way, you can say, it's an internship, but for us, it should be an industrial placement. It's a full-time work we have to do with some company, and our visa is sponsored by university. So we have given a deadline. It was earlier, it was 31st July, but due to this pandemic, they know that market is opening late, so they have given us a deadline till September. So then I can stay back and work for 1 year, and university will sponsor my visa.
So
I'm on to it.
university.
I'm on to it. I'm looking for it. So I'm getting some responses. Let's see when and where I get started.
Tell us more about the jobs within the university. Are there jobs that you can, go for within the campus, which could be remote, which could be on campus, depending whichever part of the university or globe you are currently at?
Definitely, see, remote thing is just started. It was never into the plan of any company or university. So it just started, and I hope next year onwards there will be no concept of remote working within the university. Definitely, and there are opportunities, because if I specifically talk about my university, so there are n number of opportunities for the students in student union, and there are so many restaurants here, so many nightclubs here, so many within the university I'm talking about, and also a student ambassador. And then there are so many, catering halls. You can be a supervisor on so many things. So I am myself is working as a student ambassador with my university.
So tell us something about being a student ambassador. How is it helping you,
I'm connecting. I'm increasing my network, and I'm connecting. Talking with the different students from different parts of the world, which is definitely giving me a very good exposure, and I'm getting learning new things out of it, and also, with my experience, I'm putting new things in my cohorts as well. So it's overall a very good experience. So university is quite helpful. Uh, they take my suggestions and they implement as well. So
wow,
that's
that's
good.
interesting. Very nice. So, how did you guys choose a university? Because I see there is Aritra again asking us. He has two offers. One is Aberdeen, the other one is Swansea. One is Masters of International Business. The other one is MSc Management. I'm sure when you guys were choosing universities, you also had multiple offers. So I'll go one by one. What factors or criteria did you use to shortlist your university? I go with Shonik first.
Okay, I shortlisted Monash University on. There are various factors behind choosing the Monash University. One of them was that it is part of the group of 8 universities here in Australia, and it is ranked 155 in the world ranking. So after that, I checked the Faculty of Information Technology. Here in Australia, Monash is the only university that has Faculty of Information Technology, and we have a specific faculty for our subjects. So that was like the one of the major reason. The third reason was that the course they offer here at Monash University, it's like they give you a lot of freedom. You can choose anything, you can study anything in your degree, especially in the Master of Information Technology. So these were like my three major reasons why I chose Monash University over other university here in Australia.
I understand Monash Masters of Information Technology has about 180 subjects to choose from.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yes, that's
So
correct.
isn't it confusing that you look at 180 different subjects and then decide which one to go for?
Well, you always have to make a mindset. What are you going to study in your degree? Even if you get confused, we always have course advisors over here. You can always ping them and get the advice what you want to study, and they will always suggest you that you can start with these specific units, and later on, if you think that they are good for you, and you can continue on and study in those specific fields only.
Sure. Shubhangi, what was your criteria? So I know Shonik looked at ranking and the best course and everything. I'm looking at all three of you. I think, was that the same criteria?
The first thing was the course, specifically the course. So it's very, very specific and exactly what I wanted my course to be like. Second was definitely like the ranking of the department and then the ranking of the university. So these were the two major factors for me. So my course is called Conflict Resolution in Divided Societies. So so coming from India, that's like a deeply divided society. It was really interesting. And yeah, so I would say
Very, very interesting concept. Very interesting. Kartik,
I
what
like to
about
add.
you? Yeah, sorry, Shonik.
Yeah, I like to add something. There's one more thing. Uh, Before you choose your course, make sure you check the whole detail of your course and the curriculum, because over here every university offers the same course, but the curriculum is so different. The units they will going to offer will be so different. So you have to check the course detail of every university.
That is fantastic. So, Aritra, you're getting the tips. Check the course details for both the courses. And whatever really interests you, I think that is what you should be choosing. We will still ask Kartik what was the reason and how did he decide on an MBA at Loughborough.
For me, university ranking doesn't matter much, as although like this university is one of the top 5 universities in the UK, and I checked the business school ranking, which is like definitely top 10 in UK, and within 100 in the world. So overall, in the world, we have more than 13,000 business schools, and if your business school is like within 100, so you are at very right place. Secondly, I'm a very sports loving guy, and this university is world number one in sports. Loughborough is number one
Yeah, we
in
know
the
that.
world for the sports. Yeah, and I had a very strong word of mouth, for this university. Somebody I know this university personally, and then definitely the modules and everything, plus the scholarship. They have offered me 40% of the scholarship, which is very huge for me, and another 1 year of sponsorship they are giving to me. So all these, for me it was a complete package where I get my sports, where I get my MBA, where I get the scholarship, where I get the internship visa. For international student, visa is a very critical issue. So if you are getting additional 1 year visa, so it is very good for us, and all these things. So that's why I chose Loughborough over others. But my first priority was Durham. But Loughborough was giving me 1 year extra visa, so I had to give that extra points to this university.
Sure.
that's one more point to consider if you want. Like as of like at the website of LSE, when you read the specifications, you can even know how like what's the average amount of money that you make once you graduate. That's a thing that we should be concerned about it. We have to make money after it. So yeah, you can like there are different websites that you can go to and look up at it. That or you can talk to people, alumni. You want to be aware of how much amount of money you're going to be making after that. That's one criteria that people I know. Like a few of my friends, they look up at it. That how much money would they choose? Like he got into 2 programs in LSE and he looked up like this is the program that makes me make more money, so he took that. That can be a criteria as well. So.
Okay, fair enough. I want to ask you about the safety. How safe are your universities and how are they helping you during this COVID time? So we start with you, Kartik.
I'm writing. Sorry. Yeah. So yeah. See, I think it's a very safe place. When UK was on hike, of this COVID-19 cases, even though we didn't had any cases, our like city was quite normal. Yes, the lockdown was implemented, but it was quite normal and everything was very much fine. The best part is university took very good care of us. They, provide a lot of food facilities, mental health, and my business school was continuously in touch with us every week with the video calls and everything to make sure that we are doing fine. And the student accommodation team was very uh, helpful, cooperating in every aspect. So they really gave us a personal touch. I'm in like the one of the student accommodation. I'm in the on campus, not off campus. So I have received an amazing services from these universities. And I've checked with my other friends who are in different universities. They were very much concerned about the issues they were facing regarding the accommodation. So I think comparatively this university really gave a lot of student good care and everything during this COVID-19 thing.
Shubhangi, what
Yeah,
about things?
I have the same experience as Kartik. They were really, really helpful. I had exams and they were really accommodating. Like, instead of exams, we had essays to do. You can even apply for an extension for your dissertation if you want to. We had to write like 15,000 word, like words dissertation. So now we have an option to either write like 10,000 or like 10,000 to 15,000. And then like for mental health, they have like a lot of online events you can join in. I go for this with like a pastor, me and a couple of our friends. Every Monday we go on this meeting, and then I have a like very strong support group with my classmates, and we do like an online meeting once in a while to check on each other. So it's really safe and nice. They accommodate me.
Perfect. That's good to know. That's quite reassuring for students that the university is taking care. What about you, Shonik? How was your experience? How has it been
Totally,
so far?
totally agree with both of you. University is really taking good care of their international students and also the domestic students as well. They take preventive measures throughout the campus. Social distancing is practiced everywhere. University has also introduced financial hardships. If you lost your job or if you are seeing any financial hardships, so you can always apply for that. And just apart from that, the state government has also introduced financial hardships as well. If you lost your job or if you think that you cannot pay your rent, then you can always apply for that. And yes, I know my friends, they have applied for it and they got good amount in the financial hardship packages. So yeah, university always check on you every once in a while. They do send you email and ask you that how are you doing, and all the surveys are also going on. The professors also ask you one on one that whether you are doing good or not. So yeah, they are doing pretty good. They are taking care of their students and they do support students at every point.
Okay, I would love to have this conversation go on and on and on because I'm loving the conversation. But we'll take a couple of questions before I have to kind of wrap this. So Ankita says, hello, Kartik. This is for you, Kartik. I am into business consulting from the past 3 years. Would an MBA in UK help with respect to jobs?
200%. No, definitely.
So Ankita, go for it. 200% from Kartik.
Anyway, this management consulting, strategy consulting, business consulting, the big four or the other top groups are looking for that kind of people to accommodate. So it's a very good line.
So there's another one. How much GMAT score you need to get in Loughborough and King's? King's definitely for an MBA. I would go with Kartik because Loughborough. Did you need to do a GMAT?
I didn't appear for that.
That's
So
very good. So
I
Varun,
got,
you can
I got
you can go
admission.
for your MBA without a GMAT to Loughborough.
No, they have their different criteria. So I met one of the criterias where I had a very good score in my schooling, in 10th and 12th, and then definitely in my engineering. So on the base of that, I didn't have, and plus definitely 7 years of work experience. So for MBA, there are different criteria to get in. So I didn't had to appear for GMAT.
So Varun, what I would suggest is you go and meet the university in the expo. They will look at your background, your academic background, and give you the options. Guys, final words of wisdom for our students. I start with Shonik.
Are you asking for advices for international students?
Yes.
Well, before you come here, do learn some cooking because it's gonna save you some money and it's also economic and healthy as well. Network with as much people as you can. Don't miss your classes, especially your tutorials and laboratories. If you miss it, then it's gonna be hectic in the next week because every next class is like the continuation of your previous class. So even if you miss it, so just complete it and watch it before the beginning of your next class. And don't forget and don't hesitate to ask any questions. You can always ask questions to anyone, even your counselors, or to the university, or just to us. No question is a silly question. Just ask it out and do clear your doubts before you come here.
Fantastic. Shubhangi?
I would say like have a bit of a vision of what you want to do after your program, because it's not just that 1 year that you're coming here for. Then what after that? Because you don't even get time to really think about it, because you just have to be quick. It's 1 year, it's intense. So have a bit of a vision of what next. So that is what I would like to suggest.
Thank you. Thank you. Kartik?
The two advice I can give, one is academic. Definitely, I'll add on to Shubhangi. The program is really intense in UK, especially MBA. What I see, I have my friends in MSc, so they have 2 days a week or 3 days a week of classes. But for MBA, it's really 5 days a week of classes and 9:30 to 4:30. So it's that intense, and so you need to be prepared with a lot of readings, and you need to have a very good habit of self reading. So that is one advice I can give. Secondly, coming to UK, you should be having a good quality of umbrella with you and a jumper, and don't buy winter clothing from your home country, from India.
Yes,
Definitely, you just come
same with
with
Melbourne.
less luggage, come to UK and buy here. So that in that way you will be able to sustain it very well.
Oh yes, and one more thing: if you're coming to
Definitely.
UK, get like vitamin D, because I
No sun here. No sun here, exactly. You will definitely wait to see that, when sun comes out. So, and you can see all the seasons in one day. In the morning it's sunny, and then rainy, then snowfall, and
Same.
then like fog. Let's just enjoy the weather.
Shonik is saying same in Melbourne.
Yeah, same here in Melbourne.
Same.
If you are coming to Melbourne, yes, get the best quality umbrella if you can, because I just broke my umbrella last month because it was too windy outside. So just get the best umbrella if you can.
Thank you, guys. You have been really, really very nice. Thank you once again for all of you to have taken time out and be here with us today. Thank you once again, and bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.